As we approach lunchtime on Tuesday, it's quiet and pretty cold across Newfoundland and Labrador, but I heard that's going to change for tomorrow. Indeed. We'll talk about it after I thank Robotham Mackay Marshall, the sponsor of this midday update. As we take a look at the webcams across Newfoundland right now, we can see there's not a whole lot on the go. Provincially, temperatures are pretty cold in Labrador at this hour. It's minus 19 in Wabush and Churchill Falls. In St. John's, it's still minus 2. Badger is minus 4. Wind speeds are also up a little bit, so it feels like minus 9 in town, feels like minus 8 in Corner Brook, and in Lab West, it feels like minus 28 this afternoon. Going to be a cold one in parts of western Labrador overnight. Temperatures by tomorrow morning dipping into the minus teens and the minus 20s on the island. Temperatures will dip as low as minus 8 in areas like Buckens, but most of us will be closer to freezing as snow begins to move in late in the overnight period or potentially in some areas after sunrise. In fact, I think for the metro area, the snow may not start tomorrow morning until after sunrise. Satellite radar picture now shows things are all quiet. There's not much happening. As we look down to the south and west, though, it's a different story over the northeastern United States. As you can see right here, we've got snow ongoing in parts of Pennsylvania up through portions of Massachusetts and Connecticut, getting into northern New England, which is comprised of Vermont, New Hampshire, and Maine. You can see the snow in that area all moving into the Maritime provinces. And this will eventually move into Newfoundland late tonight and tomorrow, but with that will come some forecast complications. Ahead of the incoming weather, we talked about this earlier this morning. Environment and Climate Change Canada has issued an orange winter storm warning for Clarenville, Terra Nova, the Bonavista Peninsula, and the Canagra area for up to 40 centimeters of snow and some winds gusting as high as 100. And a winter storm warning also in effect for the Burgeo-Ramia area in yellow, which means we are going to see a little bit less snow and the impact should be a little bit less severe than what you're going to see farther east. We're also talking about 2 yellow snowfall warnings, one for portions of interior and northeastern Newfoundland, the other further east for the Burin and Avalon peninsulas. Snowfall in these areas will vary, but it does look like the further west you go, the less there's going to be, potentially. And the further east you go, the snowfall amounts are going to vary based on elevation and where you are. Further south, not a whole lot, but as you get toward the Avalon North, St. John's Metro, northern parts of the southern shore, Torbay, Puchco, Flat Rock, northern parts of the Burin Peninsula, snowfall in some of these areas will be significant as we go through much of Wednesday morning. We're also looking at a wind warning for the Burin Peninsula for winds gusting as high as 100 tomorrow. Many of us will see winds gusting that high as well, so more wind warnings may be needed from Environment and Climate Change Canada. So timing this all out for you, here we are this evening at 6 p.m. There's the area of low pressure tracking to the east. By midnight, the snow is just potentially arriving on the Burin Peninsula and the south coast. The Maritime provinces at that point are seeing a mix of rain and snow. Looks like it's rain for Halifax, snow as you get onto PEI. By 6 a.m. tomorrow morning, the snow, at least per this model, has started for most of Newfoundland. As we look toward the Burin Avalon Peninsulas, though, there's that rain snow line, and that's what we're going to watch as we go through the morning hours tomorrow. Now, this computer model at 10 a.m. has that rain snow line back west of St. John's over the western Avalon and the northern half of the Burin Peninsula. A significant amount of computer model guidance has that further east tomorrow morning. So we'll see if this computer model is right or some of the other ones I've been looking at are right. I hedge some of the other computer models, which is the Canadian RDPS model, has a better handle on the system. Either way, it's like a knife edge as to where that rain snow line sets up tomorrow morning on the Avalon and Burin Peninsulas. South of it, we go to heavy rain. Just north of it, it's going to be snowing very, very heavily through the morning hours tomorrow, and I do think there's a good chance that St. John's at midday is still seeing snow and not rain, with the snow still falling back to the west. Heavy in Clarenville, heavy on the Bonavista Peninsula, and heavy at that time as well along and near the northeast coast. Once we get through midday tomorrow, we should see The snow changed to ice pellets and eventually rain for eastern areas as temperatures should come above freezing. This computer model again showing temperatures 6-7 degrees. For the Avalon tomorrow, some computer model guidance has it less than that. The reason being, and I'm going to try and draw this for you. I don't know if I'm going to do a very good job or not. We'll see what front actually wants to pop up. Here we go. So the reason in the discrepancy is this. So this computer model has the warm front sitting in here. Other computer model guidance has the warm front sitting south of the Avalon. So typically, if the warm front doesn't lift north, we don't get the real warm air. If it does, we will. Again, I think this computer model a little too far west with everything, but it just gives you a good idea on the timing. Timing is close. It's just, are we going to see the rain in the afternoon on the Avalon or not? I think we will. I just don't know how much it's going to be and how quickly that transition is going to be. I think it's slower rather than faster, but that could be my bias talking because I don't like rain in the winter. I do like snow, but we'll keep a close eye on it as we go throughout the morning hours tomorrow. Either way, everything kind of wraps up by about midnight or so tomorrow night, and we're going to be dealing with some high winds as well, with some areas seeing winds gusting 80 or 90 kilometers per hour. Now here's the snowfall forecast, and as you can see, the heaviest snow is going to be located over the southeastern quadrant of Newfoundland, just north and west of where we don't see heavy rainfall. And I know that's potentially a ridiculous statement, but just north of that rain snow line is where we're going to see significant amounts of snow, even if we see a little bit of rain. So for western areas, we're looking at like 2 to 5, maybe as much as 10 for Corner Brook, Bay St. George area, Port aux Basques area for you like 10 to 15. Grand Falls, Windsor, kind of same thing. Gander could be as much as 20. Right now, it looks like the further east you go, the more snow there's going to be, and specifically on the Avalon, Burin, Bonavista peninsulas, that could be where some of the heaviest snow falls, especially as we look up into this area here. This like Trinity Bay, Bonavista Bay area, that to me right now looks like the kind of jackpot area for the snowfall. And the northern part of the Burin Peninsula may do all right with this as well. The question is, like on the Northeast Avalon, do we end up at 15 or closer to 25 or 30? And that will essentially be determined A, by elevation, and B, how quickly we get that transition to rain and snow. But, you know, as we zoom in here, this computer model is suggesting that we end up closer to 20 or 30 rather than 20. And that has been the trend over the last couple of days. So we'll keep a close eye on that this afternoon. Forecast for tomorrow, temperatures near or above freezing for eastern Newfoundland, well below Central West, and quiet in Labrador. So there is a few things going on here that I'm working on, and I'll have my updated forecast in more detail coming up for you, hopefully by 4 or 5 o'clock this afternoon. In the meantime, have a very, very good Tuesday. Follow me for updates. If you don't have the app, be sure to get it in the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store. Beyond that, have a great day, stay safe, and updates will follow.